Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Daily Market Report brought to you by Mike Bjork, and happy Friday. It's Friday, May 15th. Hope you guys having a great day, and hope you guys got some great plans for the weekend here. Things are kind of reopening here and get back to, I guess, as much as we could consider these days a normal life. So, in anyways, we got a lot of data to go over. So today's packed with a lot of economic data. So we'll just jump right into it. We'll start off with the retail sales for the month of April. So in March, it ended off with a minus 8.3%. Forecast has gone for a further decline to minus 12.5%, and it dropped more excessively than that down to 16.4% for the month of April. So obviously, these are pretty much records we're breaking here in terms of a lot of this data, negative data that we're getting here. Now, when you strip out big ticket items like autos, we still dropped a bit, dropped 4% in March, and then forecast come for minus 9 in April, and it dropped even further because obviously, if you remember, oil prices dropped. I'm sorry, that's a different subject. That's the core thing. But it dropped even further down to 17.2%. So a lot of this, the previous month was weighted a lot by the autos. By this month, it's weighted by the other stuff other than autos. So as you can see here, this was a pretty big chunk, pretty big drop here. Now, Empire State Index, this is the manufacturing in the New York region, and it showed some improvement, but still pretty bad numbers here. In April, it dropped 78.2, and on the index, it improved to minus 48.5%. So it did improve, but still way down from what we normally see on these data here. Now, we also got industrial production, which dropped dramatically. We had a 4.5% in March drop percent. Forecast come for minus 12% in April, and it dropped 11.2% in April. And then capacity utilization, we were at 73.2% in March. Forecast kind of dropped down to 63.2. It did drop, but not quite to the forecast at 64.9. And then we also got job openings. As you can see here, we have a pretty big drop here from 7 million down to 6.2 million. That's 800,000 jobs that came off the market there due to the coronavirus just in March. This is kind of obviously the beginning of everything. So it'll be interesting to see what we see in April in job openings. Consumer sentiment, not as bad as we thought it would be. April's final number came in at 71.8. Forecast was calling for a downward turn in 69.8. But it actually kind of crept up a little bit to 73.7. This is probably because we're starting to see a little bit of light at the end of the table, and we're starting to see things kind of reopen a little bit. So people are feeling a little bit better about that, where things are at. So this is obviously good news right here. Business inventories continue its decline. From February, it dropped 0.4%, and in March, it dropped 0.2%. Now, this will obviously probably increase even further in April once we're further into the pandemic here. But in any case, pretty horrific looking numbers here that we're seeing here. Let's jump ahead here to the headline news. Stocks are down based on the numbers, but not only that, but we're starting to see some trade tension going on with China. President Trump has commented that, Commerce Department is basically putting in with the direction of the president, a halt on any shipments of semiconductors to Hawaii. He's targeting Hawaii, and of course, China, if that is the case, China's threatening possible retaliation of such a thing. So we could get back into another trade tension with China going on right now. President Trump is still blaming China for the effects of the pandemic, where they were pretty quiet about what was going on and kind of lied about a lot of different things. And unfortunately, instead of trying to nip it in the bud, it became more of a pandemic. And this is what's concerning a lot of people, as the president. We also, on the good news for China, anyways, factory output rose 3.9% in China. So the rest of the economies, or U.S. on the global level, is kind of looking at China as a possible basis as to a possible return back to some type of normalcy. So they're kind of looking at them and seeing that manufacturing is back to increasing a bit. We're showing some optimism there. So let's go ahead and take a look here, see how this is playing on the bond market. Bond market's actually down a little bit. We were up a bit yesterday. We were getting some nice improvement there, and then we pulled back this app. The stock market did a pretty big U-turn. We're negative. The stock market was down in the negative most of the day, and then towards late in the day, it became positive, closed upwards quite a bit, and as a result, that money came out of the stock bond market back into the stock market. But today's stock market is down, so we start off here, but we're still down too. So right now there might be money out of both markets, and kind of sitting here to see what happens. Now the Fed will be buying about a little over $5 billion worth of mortgage-backed securities. That might help us, but this is just kind of putting us so far in the sideways pattern here. We'll have to kind of wait and see. But it's not in a position where basically we should be at the same price where we were yesterday. Because if you look here, we started the day even higher a little bit, and then we came down a little bit. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens. So there could have been some pricing earlier in the morning, depending on when it came out, as we were here, and now we're down 9 basis points from when we left off yesterday. So as you can see, it was a pretty big drop. So those on the East Coast probably had a price change from where we were yesterday, and or I mean, yeah, price change this morning already. So they may have had a price change this morning, as they would have came out with probably a little better pricing. And then as we've kind of dropped and even gotten to negative from yesterday's pricing, they're probably seeing some negative pullback on some of the pricing. But here on the West Coast, we're starting to get our pricing now, and this is kind of where we'll see our pricing, and the pricing should kind of equal what we started with the day yesterday. Here's yields. Yields are down a little bit. We're down about 6 or I'm sorry, it's actually up a little bit, up to about 6.4 right now. And we're still just under that 25-day moving average right here, as you can see here. So again, it's just under 6.4 right now. All right, so that's pretty much the wrap for the day. If you guys are looking to buy or refinance and located in California, please reach out. Love to be able to talk to you guys about your scenario. You can either direct message me or email me are the best two ways to communicate. Until we schedule an appointment and we can talk. If you guys are ready to go, you're welcome to. I'll put a link in the description. You can go ahead and complete a loan application, upload any documents you might have there into the system. And wish you guys a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on Monday's video. Bye bye.